Jim Harbaugh belongs to the list that features Urban Meyer, Dabo Swinney, Lincoln Riley, Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, Ohio State, Clemson, Oklahoma/now USC, Alabama, Georgia. Congratulations, Michigan. That's where you belong. With your head coach playing the way he does. Oh, has he turned JJ into a gay man? Who cares?
Finding ways to win.
JJ McCarthy's doing just fine. And the fact that he hasn't even hit his stride yet is amazing. And that you're 7-0.
Right.
You have a legitimate Heisman candidate, in my opinion, in Blake Corum. Which you called very early on, by the way.
Yeah.
So all I see is a coach who continues to win, and he doesn't care what anyone has to say. Oh, well, Jim, you can't run the ball against Penn State. Bitch, watch me.
400 yards later.
400-plus yards. Jim, you got to unlock the offense. Bitch, watch me. I'm going to dominate the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively. And we are going to go into a top 10 undefeated matchup. We're going to dominate Penn State 41-17. Wow. You know what Michigan are, Jeff?
I know
Michigan are legit national contenders.
I agree.
I see you're trying to switch sides because your team sucks balls. That's fine.
Shut the fuck up and mute your mic. I'm trying to do a show here.
I know,
mute your mic.
But you're
Mute your
switching
mic.
sides.
Mute
That's
your
fine.
mic. Mute your mic.
You
Shut
said
the
you're going to
fuck
be a
up.
real State fan.
Shut up, fish. Shut up.
Proved out to be great.
Just shut up. Mute your mic.
Okay.
Trying to do a show here.
I know.
From the top
Trying to do a
ropes.
show. Shut up.
Okay.
Michigan are legit national contenders. And this doesn't come out of, oh, well, you're just saying that, Adam. Michigan have one of the more impressive wins in college football. At home, Penn State undefeated matchup. They dominated them.
Top 10 team.
Tennessee now, you saw the new AP poll, by the way. Rightfully so.
This should be number one. Yeah.
I still think Ohio State's 1, but they put Georgia up there fine. Ohio State 2, Tennessee 3, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Michigan 4, or is it vice versa? I could be wrong.
I have to
Excuse
double
me.
check, but
Do double check for me. But
Yeah.
long story short, Jeff, and where I'm going with this is Jim Harbaugh belongs to Urban Meyer, Dabo Swinney, Lincoln Riley, Nick Saban, Kirby Smart. That's who he belongs to. I think I'm done questioning how Michigan play football. And if you really date back to the early Jim Harbaugh days, he dealt with an Urban Meyer who I believe was 82-9 or 90-9, something along those lines at Ohio State, which means they barely lost a game a year. Think about that. Just over a game a year, 1.3, 1.4 a year. That's ridiculous. That's what Jim Harbaugh had to deal with. And you know what he's still doing? He's still going out and winning 10 games a year. So for all the talk about Jim Harbaugh underachieving Michigan, he continues to find ways to win. He belongs to an echelon of coaches that are at the top of their game at the moment. And two of which are two of the three greatest coaches of all time in Urban Meyer and Nick Saban. That's who Jim Harbaugh belongs to. I have no questions about Michigan.
And I could even argue without the type of recruits those other teams are getting. And I think Jim deserves credit. For me personally, I was a little skeptical on calling Michigan a national championship contender until what I just saw Saturday. Listen, I got to admit, this team looks like a legitimate national title contender. And if you look around college football, a lot of teams are vulnerable. And I think that's what Michigan has avoided so far. They have Michigan State off a bye week, which we assume they're going to take care of business. It really comes down to that big game at the end of the year in Columbus, which I think they do have a legitimate chance to beat Ohio State. I know Michigan fans were confident beforehand, but I had to see it, and I saw it against Penn State. Dominated time of possession, rushing for over 400 yards. The fact that you didn't need JJ to throw for 300 yards is a good thing, to me at least. I mean, it's a part of his development, just stringing him along, not allowing him to single-handedly lose games. Just go out, run the football, and win. Find ways to win. And Jim has done that. Defensively, though, the biggest question for me to say they're better than last year is I got to see him against Ohio State, because what I saw last year with this defense against Ohio State was different. Able to the pressure they were able to get. I got to wait and see, but you're onto something with that defense.
They look better than last year,
though. They look
though.
more complete, to me at least.
Sanistril, him playing the way he is, he's arguably their best corner.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And they got freshmen out there too that are playing well.
Michigan are very deep defensively. I think they're better than last year. We keep talking about Ohio State, and rightfully so, by the way. I think they are the best team in the country. But I'm not writing off Michigan from going to Columbus for the first time since the year 2000 and beating Ohio State. I'm not writing it off. Do I think they do? Let's address it when the time comes. You would have asked me 3 weeks ago, I'm still saying Ohio State probably. But
Yeah, it's
Michigan looked damn good. They've got Michigan State not this upcoming week, but the week after.
they got a bye week.
They'll probably murder Michigan State. You're looking at a Michigan team that's probably going to run the table up until Ohio State.